Hey, Schwalbe here, and today we will be looking at the Grays and Braithwaite's missing treasure. Now before we move on, let me know in the comments below if there are any other RDR2 mysteries you would like to see me cover here on this channel. Now, without any further ado, let's dive into the great mystery of the missing feuding treasure of the Grays and Braithwaites. Our very first introduction to the feud is from Deputy Archibald. Now let's take a listen to what he has to say.
On your right here, these tobacco fields? This is part of Caliga Hall, big estate belonging to the Gray family.
Looks bone dry.
Yes, we are in dire need of some rain round here, let me tell you. The Grays have lived in Caliga Hall for generations. Fine people. My family's been working for them for years. Sheriff Gray's the one I know best, of course, but they own half the businesses in town.
Which town?
Rhodes, sir. I'm sure you already know of the Braithwaites.
Like I said, just got down here.
Another big family in these parts. They have an estate west of here. Awful people, truly awful. They've been fighting with the Grays for as long as I can remember.
So, right from the beginning, we know the Grays have a source of income from owning half of the businesses in Rhodes. When Arthur later asked about the feud being about gold, well, let's listen in on that conversation.
But I heard something about it being gold these families were fighting over.
Well, that's the rumor. But the Grays and the Braithwaites think the others stole a fortune from them. But it happened so long ago, I don't know for sure if it's true.
Well, our deputy friend, an obvious Gray family ally, doesn't seem to be convinced that gold was actually the reason the two families started feuding in the first place. He also tells us something very interesting, at least in my opinion, and that is that both families believe the other side stole the fortune. Now, what does that mean? It means that both families are missing their own fortunes and they think the other side took it. So they're both without their money. Now, this is just the hearsay from an outsider. Do we have any sources from within the families? Let's take a listen.
We Grays have been loyal to the state and murderers to the Braithwaites for so long now, no one can even quite explain why.
Beau's different, but if they find out, they'll kill him and send me to live someplace awful like Ohio.
Well, Beau talks about the family being loyal to their own and killing the Braithwaites, and then Penelope, a Braithwaite, talks about them killing the Grays and then sending her away. Now, sending her away, that's kind of a theme that the Braithwaites seem to have. So let's take a look at this short little portion where, let's just take a look at it.
Leave her! That's my poor cousin. There's no helping her. Believe me, I've tried. This is painful for me. Can we go?
So Penelope has this cousin locked away in what appears to be an old outhouse, chained, and there's scratching on the inside if you get up close and look through. And this cousin will even reach out and try to get at you. Very, very traumatic experience for this poor girl. And she obviously has some mental issues, but it confirms Penelope's fears of being sent away. They've already sent away this cousin to a certain extent, locked her away, and it's just kind of one of those out of sight, out of mind situations. So the Braithwaites don't seem to really like taking care of their own troubles. They just kind of ship them off somewhere else. Now, even though both families have these large estates, do they actually have any money or treasure left from however long ago it was?
I'll pay. My family, we've still got some money.
Well, Beau saying we've still got some money doesn't really sound like a financially strong situation for the family, at least not in my opinion. I mean, maybe the local businesses just aren't making the money that they need to sustain that life on that large plantation that they have grown accustomed to. So, as the Gray family sheriff of Rhodes causes trouble for the Braithwaites via shutting down their moonshining operations, the Braithwaites are now through the marvelous wonders of advertising. Yeah, what a thing. They are now trying to generate their own business and undercut the Grays family business by giving away their own moonshine. What a great system. I love this. This is what a great storyline.
Drive the stuff into Rhodes, head over to the tavern run by Mr. Gray, and give the stuff out for free.
Mama!
Hush now. I believe they call that a promotional expense.
Well, as we progress, doing things against the Gray family for the Braithwaites, doing things against the Braithwaites for the Gray family, things get escalated. And eventually, Hosea comes to a realization. Let's hear what he has to say. And wow, what a time to break it to the gang. This is... whew.
I hate to break it to you, but I don't think there is any gold. Or if there is, it's hidden somewhere no one knows.
Taking a step backwards now. With all the doubt that the townsfolk were giving and all the financial trouble Bo talked about with their family, is there any wonder that we are now left with absolutely nothing for all of our trouble between the two families? I'm pretty sure that Hosea heard something in town way back when Dutch was saying, kick the stones, see if there's anything there. And then Dutch, wanting something to grasp onto, anything, got a hold of that little thing that Hosea heard, blew it out of proportion, and sold that to the gang. We need to go after these families and get treasure. But is there any doubt that there wasn't any treasure? I mean, did it ever even exist? Does it still exist? Well, later on, Arthur can help out our two lovebirds once again to escape their families once and for all. It doesn't go quite as planned, but eventually they succeed in getting away. And listen to this.
I ain't got much money, but these sapphires are worth a lot of money. Old family heirloom.
That Braithwaite treasure. Thank you. On account of the treasure on your person.
That Braithwaite treasure, uttered by Arthur here. It tells me that Arthur feels like he now knows what the treasure was that the gang was searching for. And he knows where it's at. And he knows what's going to happen to it. And he's at peace with that. And then when he gives Penelope that gun for protection, as he says, on account of the treasure on your person, that lets us know that Arthur either believes or knows factually that there are additional pieces of jewelry and whatnot that Penelope still has in her possession. Now, how much more does she have? Who knows? But the single bracelet that Penelope gave us as a thank you, as a reward, is worth $75 at a fence. And don't forget, a gold nugget is only worth $25. So these are very, very valuable pieces of jewelry that Penelope is carrying around and essentially has stolen from her family. Was Arthur right? Is the mystery solved? Was the treasure nothing more than this jewelry? And it's now on its way to Boston, never to be seen again in the area? No. No, it is not. There is a letter from a Lucille Braithwaite to a Douglas Gray, dated June 12th, 1806. And that letter gives the details about the missing treasure. Lucille, starting off with my exile in Connecticut, again, the Braithwaites sending their problems away, continues in the next paragraph saying, please take all that gold to the group I told you about. It should provide them with enough funding for another 2 years of operation so that they can keep pressure on Congress to abolish the importation of slaves into this country once and for all. Our two families are so blinded by avarice and bitterness that either they will not realize it is missing or they will assume the other has stolen from them. Wow. 93 years ago, the treasure went missing. This mystery has been going on for nearly a century, and it's come to an end. We know what's happened. It was a rogue joint effort between the two families, where it allowed for a large amount of gold, presumably from both families, to have been taken, and it was given towards the efforts of ending slavery, a very noble cause. Was it really worth it? Would they have done it again if they knew the outcome of their actions between the two families, the hatred, the bitterness, the murder and death that both sides would commit and experience? Would they have done it again? I don't know. Now, they took it. It's over. It happened. It's done. Luckily for us, though, we can still find a single gold bar at the Braithwaite Manor. Was it missed by the old Douglas Gray back in 1806? Or was it the Braithwaites' business dealings since then? I don't know. Who cares? It's there for the taking. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video or found it informational, please click on that like button. It tells me that I did a good job. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please make sure to follow me. Alright everybody, see you next time.